test is the username, and demo test is also the password, okay? One word, demo test, one word lumped together. It's https://reports.yellowbook.com. No www. Remember that. Okay? https://reports.yellowbook.com. Takes you to this page, or excuse me, the page we just saw before, and your username is demo test, and your password is demo test. Now, if you already have campaigns up and running, okay, then you'll be able to access, all right? But if you don't, the demo test shows all the bells and whistles of the reporting anyway. I typically use that anyway on the sales call because you really don't want anybody to ever see what somebody else is spending, okay? And the demo test gives you a really good idea of what the reporting is. But for training purposes, we'll just go to the Router Plus, the plumber that I spoke about before. We'll use his as an example. This first page is very simple. It's an overview page. Clicks per month performance, clicks and calls received, dollars spent, monthly budget. Contact us, okay? See the email button? This gets zipped right over to their screen. If you click on here and fill this out, right to their analyst. They're able to communicate with them that way.
Wow.
You have the top keywords by click count down here. When you go over this bit of flash, you'll see that it tells you the number, okay? Highlights that, very fancy schmancy. And then the most recent phone calls that they received and the date and the time that they came in. So this is just a general overview, right? But the best part of our reporting is what comes deep inside these reports. The campaign activity page, spend impressions, percent of clicks that come from Google and Yahoo, total number of calls, average position, pretty cool. That means average position between Google and Yahoo, where they are, right? 4 is excellent. 1, 2, 3, and then 4 is the top right corner. Great position to be in, right? Okay. So they have access to all of that. The bottom of this page, really cool. Mr. Customer, you get to see how much you spent each day, your impressions from each day, your clicks each day, and then your click-through rate for the day. In general, guys, frame of reference varies by industry, but any click-through rate above 1.5% is really good. Okay? In general, if you want a median across all industries, 1.5% or north is really good. In many cases, we're blowing that away. In many cases, we're at 2, 2.53. And that's because of what? Dynamic headline, specific ad text creation, right? High quality scores, right? Right, you got it. Impressions. So 280 sounds like a big number, right? Branding impressions that cost you nothing. So remember when you were worried about how many people click on the left versus the right? Well, really, you were only charged for 7 clicks, but you showed up 280 times. That's pretty cool to have your names up there 271 times for free, 273 times for free, isn't it? Make sense? Right? Spin it that way. You guys know what I'm going with there? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Calls that came from each day and the average position. So they're able to see what they spent that day and what it generated on a daily basis, which some customers like to see. We have some customers that look at this daily, and then we have some customers that would never look at it if we didn't force them to.
7
okay?
clicks, 8 calls. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Keywords, big selling point. Big selling point. How many keywords do you get from AT&T? Does this customer get to see? 5. Maybe if they complain a whole lot, maybe 10. Reach local, maybe they do 10. They might go to 15 if you really scream. Same thing with Yodel and with Superpages.com. With us, gang, scroll to the bottom here. This gives you the top keywords, all right, by number of clicks they've received. It also shows you these incredible click-through rates for these keywords, some 6%, 6%. That means when a user typed in septic tank cleaning and their ad came up, they had a click-through rate of 5.84%. Normal's 1.5. So for those keywords, we're doing very, very well for them. And if those are the keywords that they're most interested in generating jobs for, they're going to be pretty pumped, right? If you're 4 times what the average would be, right? Now, what's most important, right here, if I click on Export to Microsoft Excel, click on Open, this is going to give me, or give the customer, access to every single keyword, the number of impressions for every keyword, and the click-through rate for every keyword running in their campaign. 100% transparency. No other company does that, gang.
Can you sort that?
You can sort it any way you want. Yes, sir. It's in Excel. Yep. Why is that important? Because if you've got nothing to hide, you should hide nothing, right? You let them see every keyword and how many keywords are getting what clicks. That's the kind of thing that blows away the guaranteed click model, right? I'm going to let you see how we're spending our money. I'm going to let you see which keywords are getting clicks. And if you ever see some that you don't want clicks for, you just call us and take them out. Because it's catered, not cookie cutter, right? So we can actually remove and add keywords. Make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Next page, call tracking. Because you guys will be activating call recording now, selling an RCF and activating call recording for every web reach of $500 a month or over. When we get to this page, really cool, all on one page. The phone call, the time it came in, the duration, the caller name, the city name, whether or not it was completed, the call number, and then the audio. You simply click on the audio right from here. Click on open, and you're rocking and rolling right there. The customer can listen back to every single phone call that came in. They can use it for two reasons. Number one, to see what jobs they got and cross-reference to figure out their ROI. All right. Number two, to check on how their people are answering the phones and make sure that they're not losing jobs because of the way people are answering the phones. And so they can play this, so on and so forth.
How big a boy are you?
Like,
thank you for calling. Please hold, and we'll be right back.
see, like that's terrible,
Yeah, that's terrible.
right? This is a guy who's got what, like a, what do we say, like 30% click-to-call percentage, right? But he's probably blowing some of the sales with stuff like this. Who would go on hold for a septic tank company, right? So now, let me tell you what I use this report for. Any of my top customers, which for you guys, if you sell 5, let's say you sell 2 or 3 in the next few weeks, because you're pumped up about this, you go out and you practice, and you sell 2 or 3. Those 2 or 3, you're going to contact them every 2 to 3 weeks. You're going to go into the report center that you have access to, and you're going to call them and let them know about the phone calls they got. You're going to listen to their phone calls. You're going to call them and tell them which ones came for you. You know why you're going to do that? Because they're not going to do that on their own. And if you do that for them and force the behavior of checking it, what are you going to gain? Trust, credibility, and they're going to know it's working. Because it does work. They cancel because they don't think it works. They don't feel that it works. So when you sell WebReach, gang, and you give them the voice recording, it's on you for maybe it's every 3 weeks, just on a Friday. Sit down, listen to your 3 or 4 accounts phone calls from the previous 3 weeks. It won't take that long. It's not like there's going to be 200 of them, right? Pick out some good ones. Call them up and say, hey, listen, I was just checking into your account, making sure everything is running smooth. Did you know you got 4 phone calls that you sent out trucks for estimates for? Just in the last 3 weeks? How did those go? Here are the customer names. You get all that from listening to the call, right? And the average call is like 2 minutes. It doesn't take you a long time. But that phone call is what leads to retention. This isn't like print. If you don't contact the customer after the sale, forget it. It's canceling. It's dead. It's gone. We have this amazing reporting tool that we know the nature of our customers is that they won't use it. So we force them to use it by us using it and calling them and letting them know. I know it's like adding one more thing to your plate, but this is residual billing. This is something that as you sell more, you're building up this residual income that continues to come in. I think it's worth like 30 minutes, maybe an hour, once every 3 weeks to make sure that you don't lose it to somebody else. Make sense?